Greetings, Mary Lee. My name is Reverend High Priest Leland Davis, Reiki Master Teacher. Today I'd like to briefly go over the 8 Sabbaths, which are Wiccan holidays. The reason why is in my experience is I've noticed a lot of people don't know the holidays and are very confused by them, so I do want to take a few moments and go over these. The first holiday I would like to start with would be Samhain. Many like to mispronounce it by saying Samhain, but it is pronounced Samhain. Celebrated on October 31st, commonly known as Halloween. You may know this by, people celebrate it by bobbing for apples, having costumes, and jack-o'-lanterns. The story of the jack-o'-lantern I did want to briefly go into. Originally they used turnips and gourds, and they would carve faces in them. This was used to scare away the evil spirits because it's the time that the veil is the thinnest. Um, Here in America, we use pumpkins because it's the type of gourd that's very large and is much more useful than a simple turnip or thing of that nature. A lot very decorative. Um, a lot of people do a lot of divination during this time. Maybe even visit graveyards to try to contact loved ones and friends. The next holiday I'd like to talk about is Yule, celebrated on December 21st and 22nd. Is the winter solstice, the shortest day of the year. One common thing that you may know about Yule is the Yule log, and the Yule log is basically created at this time and celebrated, and then once it's been used and burned, usually during Beltane. Now, one thing I would like to talk about would be the quote-unquote Christmas tree. Um, Now, the use of an evergreen, which represents eternal life, has been used by pagans and even Druids way before Christianity. And like I said, it represents eternal life. Gift giving is another thing about this time of year. It also predates Christianity. The next holiday I'd like to talk about is pronounced Imbolc. Some people pronounce it Imbolic. Um, this is a holiday where a lot of Wiccans and pagans will concentrate their ritual candles for the entire year. People also normally celebrate the goddess of Bridget, and this is a time of growth and new beginnings. It's still winter time, but it's the promise that summer and spring are on its way. Ostara is the next holiday. Some maybe pronounce it Ostra, but it is pronounced Ostara. This holiday is normally practiced on March 21st and March 22nd. This is basically the pagan Wiccan version of Easter. Now, a story that predates Christianity is when a goddess was trying to entertain some children, she pulled a rabbit out of a hat, and the rabbit then started laying colored eggs. Well, there you go. There's what a lot of people celebrate on Easter is what? Rabbits and colored eggs. Both the rabbit and the egg represents fertility, and it's the time of year where animals will start to have, give birth or even start to copulate and reproduce. And the next holiday I'd like to talk about is Beltane, which is celebrated on May 1st, sometimes on May 2nd as well. This holiday is basically the beginning of summer. At this point, we're leaving spring behind and we're actually going to the summer months, known in the past for paganism with burning of large balefires. It's usually the name of the holiday for Beltane. Commonly, people would jump through these balefires and as an act of purification of basically a rebirth. Um, think of it kind of like with Christianity. You know, people will rededicate their lives to the religion. Well, that's not what they would do with Beltane, would jump in these fires and represent their new self. The next holiday would be Litha, also known as Midsummer. This is the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. This is normally celebrated on June 21st and June 22nd. And this holiday is basically celebrated because they've already got the crops in the ground. A lot of the crops, well, not a lot of them, but many will be starting to be harvested at this time and have a lot of fresh food. The next holiday I'd like to talk about will be Lammas, also known as Udasha. Um, there's a lot of history here for this one, but just as a basic touchdown, this was celebrated on August the 1st. Um, celebrated for being one of the first harvests. And finally, the last holiday would be Mabon, celebrated on September 21st and 22nd. This is what I like to refer to as the Wiccan Thanksgiving. And this is when you're pretty much at your last harvest. You usually get one more harvest in around Samhain, but this is pretty much your last main harvest, and this is when you're going to have your biggest feast of the year. Hopefully this has been a help as a brief introduction on the Wiccan holidays and Sabbaths. And if you have any questions, please leave me a message. Thank you, blessed be, and have a nice day.